Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X gamer here, just like the old days. Look, I even had enough time to do a thumbnail this time. I had less diapers today. Oh no, the baby caught her first cold, so we've been, dealing with that. But everything's okay. Everything's doing great. She's great. The wife's great. Just the time, guys. It's just the time that I don't have anymore. But this happened a while back ago. But I want to talk about it today because I do think it's important. We need to catch up. You need those booster shots, man. I just made that short with Sonia being mean to Tommy Tallarico. We do miss Tommy Tallarico. The one thing you can say about Phil, man, he sucks. He is bad news for entertainment. He's about as entertaining as Joe Biden, right? Not to get political or anything, but there are a lot of similarities there with a forgetfulness and, and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, let me tell you something. A couple of things happen, and I find them interesting because I believe they have to do with the finances of the company, or maybe somebody complaining. Two things happen. The first is that the link for investment to the company is gone. It's completely gone, right? You can't get it. You can go back to the website. You guys can go check it out. But it's not there anymore, right? It's not there. And there can only be two reasons. Reason number one, right? The reason that all of us that still want a delicious sweet wood grain is that they got the money already. That would be amazing, right? They got somebody on the hook. They got somebody on the hook for about 30 million, and they're going to produce our consoles. That would be amazing. Number two, and probably something more probable, is somebody's out there sniffing around trying to stir up something, maybe calling the FTC again like they did with that Allard stuff. I don't know. I mean, it has to be one of those two things, because it can't be that they don't need money, right? Or else they would have said already, hey, we got an investor that would have made a big announcement, what have you. So I don't think it's that. I think it's more likely it has to do with regulation reasons, right? You can't crowdfund forever. Especially if you're planning to shut the company down, you can't, ask for investments and then as soon as you get the investment, bankrupt the company, right? That would be great if you could do it, but you can't, especially not in this case where, people are, on the internet are screaming fraud. It probably wouldn't be the best thing to do. And probably the reason why the death of the Intellivision Amico has taken so long, because when you're talking about $17 million approximately disappearing, you better have a great reason. You better have a great reason that money disappeared, or else you're going to be wearing different clothes to work every day. You know what I mean? You better have a great excuse why that money's gone, right? The second thing that happened on the website is that Ippish is gone. Mr. Germany, he's no longer listed as part of the team. Right? Is he a consultant still? I mean, if he's a consultant, he wouldn't be part of the team there. But, I mean, all those guys were consultants, right? Pretty much anybody that worked at this company had a full-time job, and they were getting paid off just simply because of their name, just to say that somebody of some relevance was working there, right? Somebody that worked at a big company, somebody that worked at Mattel, somebody that worked at Nintendo, what have you. The only reason that we're there is to lend their name for a fee, and that fee was, 6 figures. It's a sweet gig, man. I'm telling you, it's a sweet gig. Tommy does know how to take care of his friends. That's how I know a lot of you aren't Tommy's friends, because you didn't get this kind of cash. You didn't get the start treatment. And we didn't get our sweet wood grains. There's always something interesting going on, in the background with this company. Again, Tommy is still asking for mediation all on its own, all on his own, right? Nobody's helping him. Nobody's, giving him money for a lawyer or anything. And that's still the biggest thing, even with all the negativity, guys, right? Think of it this way. This company's in such dire straits that even with the H-bomber guy video, even with the whole investment debacle, the best asset that Intellivision right now has is still Tommy Tallarico. The man that was ousted, the man that they're not helping, right? And that's the story I want to hear, guys. I mean, I'm waiting for somebody to crack. I mean, somebody's got to crack because something is not right. Something, I'm telling you, something happened. Something went south. I can smell it. I can smell it. And it's probably between Tommy and either one of the $300 million men. Most likely Sudesh, right? Most likely because he's the one that put the money up front. He was the one that was supposed to get $100 a console. And I don't know if that still holds. I don't even know, what kind of contract he signed. Did he sign another personal guarantee on that one? Probably. I mean, if they were in such dire straits that they needed cash right away from this man, I don't even want to think about the terms of that deal, whatever that deal was. And if, Intellivision doesn't pay, who's going to pay the man? Because that guy doesn't have $300 million just because, he gives money away. He's a very smart businessman. And that guy has, very strong company, a lot of strong dealings. So that would not be a guy that I would like to owe money to. Let me tell you that. Let me just put it to you that way. But in the end, we still have the same situation here. We have Tommy, who now is going to have to settle that case. Whether he pays the full amount or not, that's the only thing that remains to be seen, guys. In that case, he's pretty much dead in the water. Unless they did something nefarious, which I don't think so, because that company's been around for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time. That is what they do. And the one that has the inexperience here is Tommy, pretty much in everything. He just didn't have any business sense. I think he's going to be on the hook for that. How he pays it, well, that's going to be a different thing. That's going to be up to the judge and, everything else. But up to this point, if you're canceling investment routes and you're, eliminating one of your premier partners because, Ipish was out there, man. He was one of the faces banging the drums out there in Europe. He's the one that helped them get those grants, I'm sure. So some changes are coming. And to me, if you had to ask me, guys, I'm thinking that Phil is just waiting to bankrupt this thing. Man, I wish some Saudi prince would just come in and save it all. Save it all for our entertainment and bring Tommy back. Ah, those were the days. Well, guys, I'm still doing these for you guys, for those of you who are here from the beginning, right? It's not a popular subject anymore. This is just for us degenerates, for us of us that still follow a story, that are still out there wanting to know what this is going to all end up in. It's been 4.5, almost 5 years now that we've been invested in this story, and we still hang on to everything that's going on with Intellivision, and specifically one Thomas Tallarico. Man, we sure do miss him, because Phil Adam, for entertainment purposes, let me tell you, he just sucks. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you on the next one. Take care.